And this is pretty high-profile news. You know, it can be described as a crime against the heart. We're talking about divorce here, and two very public figures are dealing with that. Our true crime spotlight is on celebrity divorce drama dealing with Sarah Palin and Teresa Giudice. For the first time, Sarah Palin revealing how she found out her husband Todd wanted a divorce. It's going to surprise you. She spoke with Dr. James Dobson on his show Family Talk.
You found out that your husband was filing for divorce from his lawyer.
I did.
He did not even tell you.
I did. I found out from an email from an attorney saying that she was hired, and that was on June 19th. I'll never forget it. And then on Todd's birthday, a week after our 31st anniversary, is when he filed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not easy to talk about.
But
it's not over yet.
Was it devastating?
It was devastating. I thought I got shot, you know, and yeah, I think
it's the last thing you wanted to happen. Your marriage was one of the most important things in your life.
I think other
marriage
than
and kids.
Yeah, I can't think. I'm sure so many of you either maybe you've been through it or you have people whom you love. You've witnessed how horrible it is, but I just think, wow, maybe except for the death of a child, I don't know what could be more, yeah, it hurts.
Now, Sarah Palin adds the couple is still going through counseling, saying it is not over yet. Let's bring in renowned divorce attorney Randall Kessler. He's author of the book Divorce: Protect Yourself, Your Kids, and Your Future. And joining us from Cancun, where he's speaking on dealing with high-profile clients in divorce cases. Randy, always good to see you. You've handled cases involving Usher, Nene leaks. Now we have Sarah Palin here.
Right.
How surprised were you that she finds out via email, and this is after 31 years of marriage?
Well, her feelings are legitimate and nothing that a lot of clients haven't gone through. I wouldn't get hung up on the fact that it was email. I'd get hung up on the fact that her husband didn't tell her and present her the letter, because before email, if the husband didn't want to tell her, we as lawyers would send a letter. And it's the same concept. You get a letter, just email is the new communication. So I don't mind that it's email instead of a letter. But what I would have preferred, had it been me, is that my clients say, listen, I've got a letter here for you. It explains everything, but I wanted to do it personally. So I don't know what was behind it, why he couldn't do it. There are always sorts of reasons, and maybe he didn't want to be there for a lot of reasons that we don't know. But it certainly hurts, and whether she's a celebrity or not, she's not alone.
No, you're right there, because she's saying it's not over. They're still going through some counseling. It does sound to us anyway from afar that an email is pretty cold. Have you seen divorces restored after the divorce filing, and yet there's a comeback?
We see it often, but the truth is, by the time someone gets the energy or whatever it takes to go into a divorce lawyer's office, to draft the papers, to pay a retainer, and to send a note to the other side saying I'm filing for divorce, it's usually pretty far down the line. But at times it does happen. It does come back. But the bottom line is there's no fault divorce there and in every state in America. So if the husband wants a divorce and can say to the judge, my marriage is over, it doesn't matter what the other side thinks. That's called no fault divorce, and it's allowed all over the country.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Let's also talk about reality star Teresa Giudice, speaking for the first time since her husband Joe is in Italy. She saw him, the reality Real Housewife of New Jersey couple, forced to reunite there because her husband Joe never became an American citizen. He served his time for mail, wire, and bankruptcy fraud, then left ICE custody, went back to Italy. So the question, what's the future of their relationship? Teresa spoke exclusively with ABC's Good Morning America.
Can you say without a doubt that you have been completely faithful to Joe?
Yes.
Throughout the marriage and even in incarceration, everything?
Yes.
You don't believe he's been faithful to you?
I mean...
How are you able to move past that, though? Because that can be a deal breaker for a lot of marriages.
Well, because I never caught him. Like, I never caught him, so it was like hearsay.
Are you planning on filing for divorce?
No.
Do you see a future with him?
I don't know. So imagine you lived in Italy and you lived here. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's like a feasible relationship.
Do you think that you could find happiness and love again with Joe?
To be determined.
You'd be okay seeing him happy with another woman?
Of course, if that's the path we choose, yes.
Randy, you listen to that. What are you hearing there?
Wow. I mean, there's a lot there, but, these kind of stressful life events, incarceration, illness, tragedy, they often push people apart, which is contrary to reason. You'd think people would stick together and they'd stay closer when there's a hard time in their lives. But, tensions are up, Everybody's got to think about their own future. I wouldn't be surprised if they split up, and I wouldn't be surprised if they stuck with it. I mean, I've seen it all, and what she's saying is not abnormal from the odds of a divorce lawyer. From the average person, it might be, either you know or you don't know. But people go back and forth, and I think the future is to be determined with them.
And how does the high-profile nature of both couples play into this, where it's in the spotlight, people have opinions? You got to tune all that out, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's terrible. A lot of the public doesn't have a sympathy for public officials and superstars because they make so much money or they're so public, but they're people too. And the problem is, it's easy to say have thick skin, but we're all worried about peer pressure and what our colleagues and what our fans, and especially them, they've got a career based on followers. If you're a politician, you need voters. If you're a celebrity, you need, people that follow you and that you can influence. So they've got to look beyond that. In my opinion, this is their life. It's the most important thing to them. And I say, the hell with what the public thinks. Do what's good for you and your family, and the rest will fall into place. And I hope they can do that, and I hope that the peer pressure or public pressure doesn't affect them.
Yeah, great advice there. Randy Kessler, always good to see you, author of the book, Divorce, Protect Yourself, Your Kids, and Your Future. Good to see you, Randy. Thanks.
Great to see you, Mike. Thank you.
All right.